Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori. If you're new here, I just got in from gathering a ton of eggs and I wanted to share with you what we do with them. And when we have an overabundance, I wanted to show you how we just prepare them and make them into meals. This week we're doing a pantry challenge, so all I'm doing is cooking things from what I have on hand. I used to do these all the time and I know you enjoy them, so I'm going to share with you some recipes today. But if you are new here, hi, hello, my name is Tori. We do prepared life on a budget. I am out of breath because I'm running around on the homestead today, but if you like that kind of thing, definitely hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and let's get right into it. So when I think about being prepared for our family, it's about being more sustainable, not relying on those stores. And we were lucky to be able to have these chickens. So we have these eggs, and of course we grow our own fruits and veggies. We don't have a dairy cow. We don't have some wild setup, but we are prepared in every aspect of our life as best as we can be. And I like to share that with you to show you that it is attainable. We live in a relatively rural area, but we still have neighbors. We still have, people around us, and we're not so isolated. So if you have a chance to share with those neighbors, definitely try that. I am all about bartering. So if I need something, I always go not empty-handed to a neighbor and ask if I can borrow them in a trade for eggs or flowers or sometimes even seeds. So that is something that I touch upon on the channel a ton. A lot of these recipes do come from the Pennsylvania State Grange Cookbook, and a lot of those came from some Amish recipes that were around my area. I am from a rural section of Pennsylvania and I love it. It's a place I call home. Of course, we live in Colorado now, but I'm always trying to get back to PA, so sending some good vibes there would be really helpful. But I learned a lot in my upbringing, and I like to bring those into my videos. So today is a little different. I'm going to take you into the kitchen and show you what I'm doing. We have a bread recipe, we have a nice dinner recipe, and I'll show you what I do with my eggs. So if you're excited for something like that, definitely come into my kitchen, and I will drop all the recipes in the description box for you. Alrighty, we do have a newborn at home. I cannot apologize for her baby cues. They're super cute. So if you hear that in the background, that is that. And we also are having a rainstorm right now. So maybe there will be some beautiful acoustics in the background. But I'm starting out with washing my eggs. I get a lot of comments about this. We shouldn't do that, or we don't wash eggs because of this, this, and this. And that's fine for your family. But I am a firm believer that there is no one perfect way to do something. I wash my eggs because they get messy. With all this rain, there is just disgusting stuff on these eggs. I also have ducks, and if you know a thing or two about ducks, they are very messy. So it makes me feel better to wash these off in some warm water, and I do about 1/8 of a teaspoon of Dr. Bronner's in there, and then I just scrub them off. If you want to do that, that's fine. If you don't want to wash your eggs, that's okay too. But I'm going to make that firm statement because I get comments on it all the time, and I think it's wild. So what I'm doing right now is just washing what I have off, and I'm waiting to see if any of these are going to float to the top. That will tell me they are sour, and we will use them in another sense. Luckily, this batch did not have any, but if I were to use them in my garden, I crack them open into a hole in the garden, and then I do my plant inside. Some people leave the egg whole in there. You can do that if you want, but I crack mine, and it's great for calcium in your plant, specifically tomato plants, but I use them with all kinds of plants. So here I am scrubbing my eggs, and I'm going to take you slowly through the kitchen, and we can put some music on in the background as well.
Friday night, yeah, I'm going out to forget how he did me wrong. Triple crowns packed, but I'm alright. Gonna let myself let go. I didn't live up to his standards, but he didn't come close to mine. I was too much for him to handle. Yeah, right. I wasn't his kind of a woman. Didn't fit into his mold, but I don't need his approval, so he can't mind his own. I'm blessed like that, 'cause I feel good in my skin. I don't need a man to tell me I'm the shit. Thank God that it's over, 'cause all I need to be is my kind of a woman. My kind of a woman. Friday night, center of the crowd, I'm forgetting how he did me wrong. I'm shooting jack with my ladies, flirting with strangers, baby, I'm on fire now. I didn't live up to his standards, but he didn't come close to mine. I was too much for him to handle. Yeah, right. I wasn't his kind of a woman. Didn't fit into.
Here are all the eggs organized by color. Totally not my personality, but it looks good, doesn't it? I am going to move on to my easy, no knead bread recipe. I remember we'll drop everything in the description box for you, but you're gonna need some flour here. You're gonna need just a little bit of sugar, some eggs and milk, and really just any ingredients you want to put into this. You don't need yeast, you just need to mix it together, and it creates this incredibly fluffy bread that everyone enjoys. For my bread today, I'm going to add some garlic and cheddar cheese, and rosemary would be really great in this, but mine is just not ready yet, and I did not dry enough last year. The key ingredient here is honestly this baking powder, and I feel like it just gives it a rise combined with my egg, but it is up to you. You don't have to add this much. I add about 3 teaspoons, which seems like a lot, but I find it necessary to make this fluffy bread.
Sometimes love is a river running strong, moving like a wave through a rocky riverbed. Sometimes love is a dancer in the dark, spinning, laughing, twirling through the back door of your heart. And every time I think of you, well, something happens in my mind. And every time I try to leave, you're keeping me occupied. I'm losing track of time. Losing track of time. Sometimes love is a thought we held too long. Sometimes it's alright just to be a little wrong, with no sense of consequence, the strength to carry on. The day breaks in the darkest places right before the dawn. So if you ever lie awake with situations in your mind, and you try to sleep it off, but night keeps on passing by, you're losing track of time.
After everything is mixed together, I go ahead and grease my pan with some grass-fed butter that we get down the road. I love having this accessible to me, and this just creates a really crispy side for the cheese. So if you are not adding cheese to yours, just take your bread pan, whatever you're using, and just oil it. You don't have to use grass-fed butter, but I find this creates a nice crust for the bread. And I love serving this with just some more butter, but hummus is really great on this. You can make a killer grilled cheese with this bread. It's just wonderful to snack on, but my favorite way is to serve it with some sort of chowder, like a seafood chowder or a corn chowder. And I find that it just complements it really well. You can eat it fresh out of the oven. You can make a few loaves ahead of time and freeze it. It's really up to you, but this one hits every single time. Everybody loves it. And yeah, if you are interested in the recipe, definitely check the description box.
Losing track of time. Sometimes love is a reason to hold on, blowing like a hurricane right inside of me and you. No blues or avenues take away my stride when love's standing holding hands right here by my side. So if you wanna take a ride and see what happens down the road, find yourself a pair of gloves and get yourself a warmer coat. Oh yes, we'll be doing fine.
Next on my list is going to be some homemade pasta. I'm starting out with 2 cups of flour here. I put a hole in, and I find that people make pasta in different ways. I am making it in the way that I was taught. I used to make halushki growing up, and it had homemade noodles, and this is how we did it. So I use the entire egg with the yolk and the whites, and I use about 3 of those, and then just a touch of water and a little bit of salt. I go ahead and mix everything together. You can knead it however many times you want here. There's no specific number for me. And then I press it out, and I just take a pizza cutter and make my noodles. I find that this is very easy. All of my pasta I have in Mylar bags, and I just didn't want to go to the store. So these thick noodles are super delicious. I make my pierogi dough this way. I can make dumplings this way and really just mess with the consistency and thinness of the actual dough. So this is a good one. We are going to make some Swedish meatballs because that is what we were craving. So I'm going to make my noodles into little egg noodles here. They are kind of like, I guess, thick, like a linguine, if you want to call it that, but you can use a pasta press. That would be much easier, but I find just rolling it out is the best for my family. I am not one for too many gadgets in the kitchen. I just find it to be cluttered, but maybe that will change in the future. I'm not sure. So I'm going to let this rest, I guess you could say, for about an hour and a half, and then I'm going to move on. Wow, there's a lot going on out there.
The blackbird inside your chest that calls on you to cry. You decided it was time for him to fly out of the darkness and into the light, higher and higher out of sight. The whisper inside your heart tells you let go. to leave the past, you did what you knew. Slow down and rest. You've been through a war. No one can hurt you anymore. Behind closed eyes, memories unfold, hidden secrets, shimmering gold. Behind closed eyes, where the shadows play, there's no looking the other way. Behind closed eyes. There's a song inside your soul, waiting to be heard. Sing it aloud, you've written every word. Oh, out of the silence and into the unknown. Louder, louder, let go. Behind closed eyes, memories unfold, hidden secrets, shimmering gold. Behind closed eyes, where the shadows play, there's no looking the other way. Just let the music play. Oh, let it play. Behind closed eyes, the memories unfold, hidden secrets, and shimmering gold. Behind closed eyes, where the shadows play, there's no looking the other way. Just let the music play. Behind closed eyes, behind closed eyes, behind closed eyes, where the shadows play, there's no looking the other way. Blackbird inside your chest calls on you to cry. You decided it was time for him to fly.
So I just go ahead and boil these into separate batches depending on what I have, and then I add it to whatever mix I want to add it to. Right here you can see that it's going to boil over. I keep it on a medium boil with a spoon on top of it, and I cook it for around 4 to 5 minutes. You don't want it too cooked, but I added my meatballs to the pan, made my brown gravy, and then added the noodles. We add a touch of sour cream to our gravy and enjoy. It is so delicious, and I will drop the entire recipe, meatballs and sauce included. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I love taking you into the kitchen, and I hope you try out some of these recipes. Alrighty everyone, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you for hanging with me on this gloomy day in Colorado. I absolutely love the rain and miss it so much. We are very fortunate to be getting a ton of it right now, so I think it will be a great start for our May garden. I hope you enjoyed these recipes, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Stay adventurous, stay creative. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you later. Bye everyone.